significant damage on those Mutalisks. He has not lost a Mutalisk yet. So July coming in again, hoping to catch Flash off guard. Flash straight away pulling SCVs off the line to try and repair the turret. July managed to get a kill on one SCV, I think, only. And so far, July has done little to no damage to Flash's economy, while Flash continues to build up his medic and marine force. And pretty soon, Flash is going to be ready to pull out. So July's got to be careful. July looks like he's split up his Mutalisk force into possibly 2 groups, unless it's a group of Zerglings that he's got stationed just north of Flash's natural expo. I think it actually might be Zerglings. He's bunching up his Mutalisks again, trying to come in for another pass. The key is, even though July isn't doing too much damage to Flash's economy, he is accomplishing 2 things here. One, he is forcing Flash to spend a lot of resources on turrets, and he is keeping Flash back at his main while he continues to tech himself unopposed. The problem, of course, for July is going to be when Flash pushes it out. Is July's tech going to be up to the mark? I don't see a Queen's Nest yet for July, so he actually seems to be investing most of his resources right now still in those Mutalisks. But keep in mind that July has got the 3 gas going with that expansion at the 1230 position. July once again coming in, and it looks like Flash is actually ready to win out, but he's no longer content. He feels that he's got enough in terms of defenses, and Flash catching July just at the south of the cliff, coming up north with his Mutalisk. Great positioning by Flash of the medic and marines, and July's in huge trouble now. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do, because July doesn't have a lot of Sunkens. He's just going to try and delay Flash, hopefully, while he can get some Sunkens down and make a game of this. Otherwise, July's going to be in trouble, because that's almost 2 full groups of medic and marines, and July with only Mutalisk, not able to harass very effectively. Now he's going to try, he's just trying to slow Flash down as much as he can. I'm not sure if July started putting Sunkens down. July's completely relying on the Mutalisk, not building a single Sunken. He's only producing Mutalisk and Mutalisk, and this is, I'm not sure if I want to call this brave or foolhardy. He is for now holding Flash up. Flash has got the factory down. I'm sure he's looking to get a science vessel down, because I don't see a machine shop going down for that factory, so I think that Flash is going to go straight for science vessels, and the factory is just a necessary step in his tech tree for him. July, though, despite sacrificing some Mutalisk, has managed to whittle down Flash's medic and marine force to only about 6 marines and 3 or 4 medics. So it is key that July tries to finish that medic and marine force off and kill off those medics as well, because otherwise Flash will be able to replenish. And July coming in with a massive group of Mutalisks. Looks like he's going to do exactly that, bringing some Zerglings in as well. I thought he could have brought some Zerglings in to back up himself, but he's killed off all of Flash's ground forces, and looks like he's going to go for another foray. So July, I thought he was vulnerable, but he's done incredibly well there. Flash, though, with a line of 3 turrets defending his racks. July trying to take advantage of the fact that he'd killed most of Flash's ground forces off, still continuing to pound away at those medic and marines. Flash pumping, though, from 4 racks, manages to hold the defense. Great game of cat and mouse between these 2 excellent players, really holding each other off to the limit. July's tech, though, still not improved. He's still at that Mutalisk stage, and the longer the game goes on, the longer July doesn't finish this with the build and the plan that he's playing with, the stronger Flash's position becomes. Because July is relying so heavily on Mutalisk, eventually Flash's technical advantage is going to overtake him. Now the science facility is up, the control tower is going up on the starport. It's only a matter of time, folks. July coming in again with the Mutalisk to try and do some harass. He really needs to take advantage of this time to try and get his tech up a little bit and get some sort of defense up. Otherwise, he's really going to find himself overrun. July trying to just finish Flash off with the Mutalisk. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it. Flash has been very clever in countering July's strategy. He's seen what July's up to, and he's got the defensive. He's now also got 2 bunkers and 2 turrets up just north of his natural expo. He's also got 4 turrets in the rear. Flash has really bunched up those turrets well. July going in with the Mutalisk all in. He's committed himself here. He's managed to kill 2 of the turrets and a couple of SCVs to try and give himself a little bit of breathing room to attack with, but he's lost a significant number of forces in the process. Flash still continuing to hold him off. The key for July is that he is killing those marines, which is going to stop Flash from pushing out. But what's going to happen when the first science vessel pops out and does irradiate? July now trying to slow down Flash's gas by taking down, we can see the whole point of air superiority on a map like this, but July trying to take down that gas. Flash doing a good job of repairing it. July trying to pick off some marines by ricochet fire from that gas. July's Mutalisk micro, I don't think any other player apart from perhaps Jaedong or Savior in his prime would be able to do what July is doing against Flash, because Flash is defending excellently. Flash with the second starport going down, he realizes he needs to pump those science vessels out and just spam irradiate as a counter to July's constant Mutalisk pressure and harass. But really, even though it looks like July has Flash on the back foot, I think this game is far from one for July. I still personally feel that Flash is in a stronger position, although that extractor going down for Flash is going to limit his ability to produce science vessels, and perhaps that's what July has seen. July continuing to pump out the Mutalisk like crazy. He has got them upgraded. Unfortunately, the resolution on my screen isn't high enough for me to see the level of those upgrades, but Flash with just a massive line of turrets against July. Flash setting out an SCV into the middle of the map just to scout. July's going to pick that off, but Flash has seen the large group of Mutalisks there, and he has to know what July is doing. And Flash now with the 2 starports pumping science vessels, and it's only going to be a matter of time. July really needs to get a few Scourges out. Maybe if he gets Scourges out with some defense upgrades, he might be able to still keep the game in his favor. I think July looks like he might be ready to commit himself here. July coming in again into Flash's main base. Flash has got about 6 turrets and a large group of Medical Marines, and I don't think July can do anything against Flash's defense. And a massive Irradiate going off. July in huge trouble now. He's not able to separate at the Mutalisk. He's taken massive damage to his Air Force, and July really still unable, and finally the Irradiate Mutalisk dies, but not before it deals heavy damage to July's entire Mutalisk force, and that pretty much has crippled July, because those Mutalisks are now so weak that the moment he ventures forward towards Flash's base, he's going to get taken out, and Flash now in trouble. July now in trouble. Flash with upgraded 1 and 1 on his Marines. July I still think is just 0 and 1 on his Mutalisks. He's really going to struggle against this. Flash pushing out with 2 Science Vessels and Medical Marines, and July with just a bunch of damaged Mutalisks for defense and nothing else. No Sunkens in his base and really no tech to speak of. He's just in huge trouble right now, and I think that this game is probably going to go down to Flash. I think Flash is probably going to take this game. July committed himself to that attack. Flash really did a great job of absorbing. He did what Terrans do best, just absorb, soaked up all of that pressure, all of that pain, all of that hurt, allowed himself to get cut, allowed himself to bleed. He kept bleeding, but now, and July losing 3 or 4 Mutalisks carelessly in the middle, not even delaying Flash a bit. July going for a counter at Flash's main with all of his Mutalisks. Flash, I'm sure, feels he's got enough in the way of his turrets. Flash pulling back the Science Vessels. July has no Scourges. Flash spamming Irradiate onto July's Mutalisks, and that Irradiate is going to be devastating for July. July's managed to separate out most of the Irradiated Mutalisks, and he's still doing damage to Flash's economy. July somehow seems to be surviving in this battle. He's taken advantage of this opportunity where Flash is out of his base to try and do this damage, and he's separated the Irradiated Mutalisks brilliantly here, and he's forced Flash to pull back his Medical Marines, and he's dealing significant damage to Flash's economy. Flash looks like he's decided to counter, and unfortunately I don't think that July's going to survive Flash's counter. Well, I think Flash will probably be able to rescue his own base eventually, because July, even though he's killed most of Flash's main, most of the SCVs in Flash's main and done significant damage there, his own Mutalisk force is non-existent to speak of, and July GG's before Flash even fires a shot in his base. Flash with an impressive comeback victory here, and is July going to be regretting his words to take on the very best of the Terran players? Is that a show of overconfidence, arrogance, and possibly arrogance that's going to cost him? And Flash unable to get the door open. Someone seems to have locked him in, playing a little bit of a practical joke on the Terran champion. But Flash looks like he's back in supreme form here, although I have to say July played a little bit into his hands, playing a little bit one-dimensional in that game. I'm sure he'll be a little bit disappointed with his play there, and he'll be looking to come back strong in the next round. But really, the OSL champion has put himself up against it by losing the first game by picking such a strong opponent. This is Klazart. I hope you guys have enjoyed the commentary. I apologize once again for the dire situation of the world's finances. Blame the politicians. Thanks for listening.